anything to do. I have no idea. You could statistically look at the psychoanalytic. You can psychoanalyze and do studies and do like statistics and all these things, and you can look at like neurobiology and whatever. I don't know. I don't know. It's practically impossible. Like if I was a neurosurgeon and I wanted to nerf a person the way I was nerfed, like I'm missing a tooth or something. I mean, these things are all deserved, right? And I don't hold judgment past it. Of course, I take every day just by the day. I don't look. I take everything by the day. I try to like just focus on myself and do what I have to do. Again, like it's horrible because we are betting humanity against machines or ideas or inventions or research. And like these movies, like the people born in the past, like I don't care, right? If they're American and they're white, Anglo-American, like nobody cares about them because they're like the shitter. They're the people who destroyed everybody else's lives, right? And I'd say that truly, like myself, in my opinion, that's what I believe. Like nobody likes the Anglo-Americans, like nobody likes Anglo-Canadians because of what they did. But like when it comes to like, you go down the list, Irish Canadian, Scottish Canadian, which is like different, Irish, Scottish, Ukrainian Canadian, you're mentioning prairie provinces, obviously Indigenous Canadian, which should probably be first. It's like the first people who got screwed over by everybody else, which is like the people, like those are like high priority, like a protected class. Not protected like wild animals, like when you say wild, like when you say protected, right, people are like, oh, this is a protected species or protected area, like I mean that's the whole part of the problem, right? Like we word things and we say things and we think that they're funny, or we just lack of like intuition to look ahead and to and that's the whole issue in the world, really. A person doesn't really see things emotionally, wrong time, and you might not even know that sometimes that you've offended someone by what you said. um and so like in indigenous communities, right, like it's they are a protected class, though, in my opinion, and I mean that in a sense that like they like it was their land. I truly believe it's still their land. I don't believe it's mine. I'm hoping that my dad will eventually come to his senses. I've tried to convince him to hand back the land. I've tried to convince him to because again, like what use does he have for it, right? If my grandparents are gone and I'm living in a tent, what use would he have to own such like land? It makes it no sense. So like that's why these videos are serious, and that's why I make these videos, because it's the last thing that I have. And like again, I don't know if I'm saying too much, if I'm saying too little, if I pushed the boundary, or if I didn't, if I if I offended people or not. Because again, if you can go only to jail for just offending someone, then I think the society truly is cooked. I think that the society truly is finished. And like if you can go to jail for simply like talking, and like, because again, like English language is an evil language, so every word has like violence that was created, that was used to create the word. And there's bloodlines and lineages, and we don't know what happens after, right? Like you can speculate that there's an afterlife, if there's a god, or if it's a matrix, or whatever you believe. But like I said, if you can go to jail for simply talking, or looking at someone the wrong way, or just for breathing, right? You breathe and suddenly a conflict erupts. I mean, I think that is the truth and that is the case, unfortunately. Until then, right? Like I mean, that seems like the state of the world, right? Like where you don't even need to say anything, and the person randomly attacks you, right? So like I understand like some of these things have some deep rooted issues attached to it. And I feel awful. I feel terrible about it. I recognize that I, along with my mom, have responsibility for the downfall of the country. Like, not everybody obviously deserves to, just, live off the system and, kind of just, freeload. I understand that, and one second, is this dog food? Cat food or dog food? Some cat food. Okay, so like I said, like not everybody deserves to um live this quality life that I might have. And I don't, again, I already said it in the video, like interracial, interethnic, like marriage is wrong, and you should be going through marriage, right? At least I'm not, right? And again, I said, like Serge, like the name Serge means servant. So like